I was saying that it's a very depressing morning, but we must commend Erastus Asaridonko. He has been very consistent. He has not given up. It's not easy to really pursue this matter, which has so many high and mighty in very, very strategic offices of our country who will crush anybody who wants to shed light on their nefarious activities. But Erastus has been very consistent, and this morning I want to celebrate him and salute him highly for his consistency. And I think that it's a shame that he appears to be largely the sole ranger in those very dangerous forests, always bringing us these developments. And it is high time we all support him. But Randy, you were asking about how failure of leadership looks. This is it. Nothing can be more stark, more compelling, more classic than this. The President of the Republic puts the presidency on the line and says that he will do everything in his power to stop galamsey. And several years down the lane, this is what we see. I keep saying consistently, and Doc, I have said that here time without number, that what this country needs in its leaders is not rhetoric, it's not eloquence, it is not charisma, it is not handsomeness, it is not sound bites, it is not ability to campaign on platforms, to debate, it is not the ability to read speeches, it is not your connections, your networks, ability to make party people happy. What we really need in leadership in our country is integrity. Integrity, I keep saying that. Integrity. So that when you look at us in the face and you tell us that when I come to power, I will do this, we can trust you to keep that promise. When you look at us in the face and tell us in a profound statement that I am willing to put my presidency on the line to save this country, to stop galamsey, so that all of us will be alive, you must have the integrity to follow through. We see from the revelations that it was rather a fight all along about taking out the people who don't have political and familial connections, those who don't belong to our ilk, taking them out of the way and replacing them with our own party people or with Chinese characters who have money bags, who will pay. It is the lack of integrity in national leadership that has brought us here. Clear lack of integrity. And Doc, let me remind all of us as citizens that under Article 41 of the Constitution, we must not leave this fight to only Erastus Asaridonko to carry out. Article 41 of our Constitution provides the exercise and enjoyment of rights and freedoms is inseparable from the performance of duties and obligations, and accordingly, it shall be the duty of every citizen. And let me skip A, B, C all the way and get to K. It shall be the duty of every citizen, K, to protect and safeguard the environment. To protect and safeguard the environment. We have a collective responsibility, a collective obligation to protect and safeguard the environment. Look at what is happening. And only God knows how all of us here, even those seated here, have been affected, and we don't know. All the food we eat, the yam, the cassava, the maize, Where are they coming from? The soils these seedlings were planted in. What is happening in those soils? Has cyanide, mercury not seeped through? And we are at the receiving end, thinking that we have the means, the money to buy and feed fat. What are we consuming? What are the implications of that for our health? For the children yet to be born and their children. The water we drink, not only at home, at work. Come here, you serve us water. At events, you don't always control which kind of water, which brand of water you buy. You don't know where they are being processed, which method. Because you ask Erasmus a very important question. That is there any river in our country except he said that he hasn't found one. So all the water we are drinking, what is the guarantee that we are not all drinking contaminated water, polluted stuff? Do we have any hope that we are not currently on a mission of total and unmitigated suicide? Because that's what it is. We are on a suicidal mission. Leadership which lacks integrity is complicit. And the current leadership have so disappointed us that there are no guarantees that we can count on a healthy life, on longevity, and we will not suffer the consequences of this destructive malice. And you see, Doc, I've been doing a little analysis of our budget. The budget for the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, just over the last 3-4 years. And it is clear that Operation Vanguard, it's clear that the president abandoned this fight long ago, gave up on the fight long ago. It probably never even started the fight at all. If you read Appendix 4A of the 2021 budget, page 219, Operation Vanguard, what was allocated by the government and approved by Parliament was 17,100,000 and Ghana and 60 Ghana cedis, about 17 million. Then you come to the 2022 budget. Operation Vanguard, what was approved at page 240, Appendix 4A of the 2022 budget. Operation Vanguard, you see here, 20,201,000. Then you come to the 2023 budget. Operation Vanguard, it drops from 20.2 million to only 3.2 million. Only 3.2 million. Operation Vanguard. And anti-galamsey operations. That is how it is described in the budget. Drops from 20 million the previous year to 3.2 million. Then you take the current budget, 2024 budget. It further drops to 2.8 million. And I recall, where do you have they couldn't tell us, and they refuse attempt to reallocate and have more resources for Operation Vanguard. So when you hear the Western Regional Minister say that, oh, you local miners, forget about all this Operation Vanguard, we have stopped it. We've urged the soldiers to go back to their barracks. When you analyze the budget, clear confirmation. It is obvious to me that because President Akufo-Addo, Vice President Bawumia, and their government knew that they would face a backlash if suddenly all the activists, the environmentalists, the strong anti-galamsey coalition discovered that there is no allocation in the budget at all. It doesn't appear. There will be such an uproar. There will be an upheaval. Let's keep it there. But the real commitment is not in keeping it there. It is in how much has been put in the budget, how much has been allocated. So from 20 million, we dropped to 3.2 million, and we are now at 2.8 million. 2.8 million. Even the rations for soldiers, they are feeding. How much would that be? 2.8 million for a whole year, for 2024.
Boku cost us.
Boku is costing us 18 million cedis. A quarter. Every quarter.
3 months.
Every 3 months.
So
6 million cedis a month.
Just Boku.
Just Boku. And the MP, the Honorable Ayariga, tells us that there's been relative 18 million is going consistently. Only God knows whether 18 million cedis is going. Between Boku and this national crisis, I'm not saying that don't spend resources in bringing peace in Boku. But really, why should we be seeing such a dwindling allocation? Now, Doc, when you analyze the budgets further, you hear these young people saying that ejuma niho, eden amupese ye. To wit, there is no employment. What do you want us to do? Doc, are you aware that this government lobbied the international community, brought the success, the approval of that support from the international community to Parliament, and we approved it? So, if you pay regard to the 2022 budget, page 240, Appendix 4A, there is a program which was approved by Parliament. The first time it appeared in our budget, you study any of our budgets of the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry. This is the first time Parliament approved this allocation. It's called the Alternative Employment and Livelihood Project, and it is for galamsey operatives who were supposed to be dislodged because government says that they are fighting galamsey. We happily joined them, approved this allocation, 270 million. The question is, where is that money? Should young people be telling us that there is nothing for us, there are no jobs, we don't know where to go, so we will continue with galamsey? Where is the 270 million Ghana cedis?
Maybe they are not interested in what this alternative provides.
They haven't said so. The youth haven't said so. The government must be accounting to us, because as we go around, we don't know what this 270 million has been used for. That is not all. You come to 2023, we approve another 21.7 million in addition to the 270 million the previous year for the same Alternative Employment and Livelihood Project in the 2023 budget. So 300 million Ghana cedis in 2 years. That's a lot of money. We want to see the youth, the names, the list. Who are those who benefited? 300 million? Look, a lot of these young people, because we all know that these young people we see doing the galamsey, they are not the real kingpins. They just get peanuts. The real galamsey dons. You heard Erastus Asarido talk about this top politician. You think the top have you seen any top politician in the galamsey pit before? Aisha Huang, who was allowed to escape until her foolhardiness and she came back. Thank God, and now we grabbed her after a lot of upheaval. The senior minister was defending her escape, saying that what will we benefit if she is charged and dealt with, and that the nolle prosequi they filed is justified. No shame, absolutely no shame. The senior minister, he had no shame in telling us that. Did you ever see Aisha Huang in a pit? So this 300 million Ghana cedis could have transformed lives. If the young people of this country heard that 300 million come for just a few thousand to start your business.
Maybe you should ask a question in Parliament.
Yes, definitely.
So we can get the details.
Yes, I've made a note here. Yes. 300 million cedis.